Kagame death rumours focus on Ingabire's arrest and Rwanda's real problems, while the world speculates whether Paul Kagame is dead or alive. The real tragedy unfolds in plain sight: the arbitrary arrest of Victoire Ingabire and the suffering of millions in Rwanda under a regime built on fear, silence and blood. Don't let AI manipulated videos and suspicious photo ops distract you. Something is wrong and the regime is hiding it. Whether Kagame is alive, incapacitated or a ghost in office, Rwanda remains trapped under tyranny. It's time to shift the focus where it belongs. The world has been captivated by rumours surrounding the possible death or incapacitation of Rwandan President Paul Kagame. Social media has erupted with theories, counter-theories and speculations. A carefully edited video of Kagame receiving former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo in Kigali was released by Village Urugwiro, Rwanda's official presidential communications office, on June 24, 2025. Yet by June 25th, Kagame was once again nowhere to be seen. Questions are swirling, not just about the man himself, but about the future of Rwanda, the Great Lakes region, and the suffering endured under his regime. And let's be honest, we live in an era where artificial intelligence, advanced video editing, and media manipulation can easily create the illusion of presence. A photograph or a short muted video clip is no longer sufficient to prove life, especially not in the case of a dictator whose grip on power is built on absolute control of the narrative. In Rwanda, under Kagame, nothing appears by accident. Every image, every word, every press release is a calculated instrument of power. And yet, while we are lured into this speculative rabbit hole, Rwanda's opposition leader, Victoire Ingabire Umuhoza, was arrested on June 19, 2025. The regime took advantage of the international fog surrounding Kagame's whereabouts to silence a voice that has long disturbed their authoritarian comfort zone. The timing is too convenient to ignore. When a dictator weakens, physically, politically, or both, he tightens his grip, or those around him do it for him. Ingabire's arrest is not an isolated incident. It is the logical continuation of Kagame's decades-long campaign of eliminating dissent. Let us examine this more critically. The June 24th video of Kagame is suspicious at best. It is only 11 seconds long. There is no audio. The face of the man accompanying Obasanjo is not even visible. Kagame's aides, usually present and prominent, are nowhere to be seen. The footage could have been shot at any point in the last year and spliced together for a one-day PR stunt. And then, on June 25th, silence. No event. No statement, no sighting, no live press conference, no confirmation from an independent source. Contrast this with the real Kagame. When healthy and in command, he relishes the spotlight, speaks at conferences, meets foreign delegations publicly, and parades Rwanda's supposed success for international consumption. If he had returned from a so-called vacation, wouldn't he have shown up live or at least spoken to the nation? Wouldn't the regime, so desperate to end the speculation, have arranged for foreign media to witness his reappearance? The government could have invited the BBC, Al Jazeera or Reuters to document his return in a live event. Instead, we got silent pictures and an odd video. What are they hiding? Where is Kagame? And why are Rwandans being asked to believe recycled visuals over real accountability? These are not just philosophical questions, they are political questions that go to the heart of power in Rwanda. Kagame is not just a president, he is the pillar of a 30-year regime built on fear, mass surveillance, extrajudicial killings, and systemic exploitation. His physical absence, even if temporary, is enough to destabilise the entire machinery. The Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF, the military generals loyal to him, the oligarchs and foreign enablers all depend on the illusion of Kagame's invincibility. If he's revealed to be weakened, it's not just a man collapsing. It's a system teetering on the brink of collapse. And yet we must remember, The real story is not whether Kagame is dead. The real story is that Rwanda is still a prison for those who dare to dream of freedom. Victoire Ingabire, who once returned voluntarily from exile to participate in politics, has been jailed again. Her crime, speaking the truth, asking for democracy, daring to imagine a Rwanda not ruled by fear, where reconciliation means more than a propaganda slogan. Her arrest, like so many others, signals a regime in panic. A regime that has lost its ability to persuade and now survives solely through repression. Whether Kagame is alive or incapacitated, the script remains the same: silence dissent, control the narrative, and weaponize fear. But something is changing. For the first time in decades, Kagame's aura of total control is cracking. He rose to power under Bill Clinton's watchful eye, playing the part of the disciplined modern African strongman while pillaging the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, for resources and massacring populations under the guise of security. His proxies, James Kabarebe, Laurent Nkunda, Sultani Makenga, have been architects of a reign of chaos in the eastern Congo that persists to this day. His regional strategy, always coordinated with Uganda and protected by Western silence, is beginning to unravel. Today, even long-time allies are distancing themselves from each other. Western governments, which were once silent about his abuses, are beginning to realise that Kagame is more of a liability than an asset. The US Senate has openly questioned its relationship with Rwanda. The UK's controversial asylum deal has sparked protests. France, once an indirect enabler of Kagame's militarism, has cooled relations after repeated diplomatic embarrassments. Even within Africa, Kagame is increasingly isolated. His absence from key summits, his failure to gain influence in the African Union, and the rise of new regional powers, such as Felix Tshisekedi of the DRC, who has united a coalition determined to defend Congolese sovereignty, all point to his fading influence. What we are witnessing is not just the possible death of a dictator, it is the death of a doctrine, the Kagame doctrine. The doctrine says it's acceptable to murder, spy, plunder, and oppress if you can sell it as stability. The doctrine has left millions displaced in the DRC, seen journalists disappear in Kigali, and fostered one of Africa's most Orwellian police states. The collapse of Kagame, whether political or physical, will mean the collapse of this doctrine. And that terrifies the RPF. That's why they arrested Ingabire. That's why they control the press. That's why they doctor videos and release silent clips. Because deep down they know the end is near. And it won't just be Kagame who falls. It will be the entire edifice of lies, brutality, and foreign-backed impunity. It's essential, too, to understand the psychological impact Kagame has had on the Rwandan people. Generations have grown up under his one-person rule, indoctrinated to believe he is Rwanda's saviour, that dissent is betrayal, and that enemies are everywhere. Schools, churches, and the media have been used as tools of ideological control. Even the Cardinal of Kigali was known to repeat territorial ambitions over Congo, claiming that places like Masisi belong to Rwanda. It is not just political, it is spiritual manipulation, a doctrine of superiority that has fueled violence and justified war. Now this doctrine is crumbling. The arrest of Ingabire is not just about silencing an opponent, it is also about undermining the opposition. It is an attempt to suppress a truth that Kagame's machinery can no longer hide, that Rwanda is overdue for change, that the people are watching, that the world is no longer as blind as it once was, that the ghost of Kagame's crimes, from the forests of Kisangani to the prisons of Kigali, will not rest. Meanwhile, Rwanda's economy falters. Inflation rises. Youth unemployment is rampant. Hunger grips the countryside. As Kagame's regime focuses on image and repression, the people suffer in silence. The illusion of Rwanda as a model nation is maintained only by foreign PR firms and manipulated development statistics. But even that illusion is fading. And so we return to the central point. While the world waits for confirmation of Kagame's fate, we must not forget the living victims of his regime. Victoire Ingabire must be freed. The suffering of the Rwandan people must be addressed. The looting of Congo must end, and the truth, however inconvenient, must prevail. The Rwandan people deserve better than silence. They deserve democracy, truth, and justice. Kagame's mysterious absence should not distract us. It should awaken us. It should force us to question everything we're shown. Because if the only evidence of Kagame's life is an 11-second video with no sound, edited by his propaganda office, then something is